Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Fit at Health and Fitness Summit. My name is Zollo, your host, bringing world-class fitness personalities together to build a more confident, inspired, fearless version of yourself. Now, today we have a special treat. We've got one of my greatest mentors, Luis Córdoba, coming on board today, sharing some insights and wisdom about purpose around exercise. Welcome in, Luis.
Thank you, Liam. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to have you on board. Now, I just wanted to share a quick story of how I know you and why you are such a great mentor of mine. I've done this, completed this awesome workshop called The Experience, and what it did was it didn't change my life. What you did for me, and this is the most powerful thing you've done for me, is you helped me realize the things that I already had, which shaped my life in the first place. So I thank you for that transition in my life from the bottom of my heart. And more people need to be hearing Luis Córdoba. And that's why I want to bring you on board today. So the biggest things that we want to accomplish out of today's phone call is, and we had a chat about this yesterday, we're talking about purpose around exercise, because people are looking for more motivation, and motivation's only a short-term thing. I mean, you can get motivated for about 10 minutes and then it diminishes. And where I really found my strength is when we've had many talks together, is through this element of purpose. And I just wanted to see if you could share with the crew out there what it means to have a purpose, and share more about how we can develop that.
Great. Thank you, Liam. Yeah, this thing about having a purpose is very important. It's kind of like, to me, exercise, besides drinking water, breathing air, eating food, is one of the most important things in order for us to be healthy, right? Except that the problem is that a lot of people exercise, whether it is convenient or not. They think that they have a choice to exercise. And that would be like saying, well, I have a choice about breathing. And if we don't breathe, then we're going to die. And the other day, I was thinking about exercise in terms of like vitamins. The vitamins, the body requires these vitamins in order to be healthy. Now, the problem is that the body cannot produce the vitamins. So, for example, vitamin C, the body cannot produce vitamin C. So we have to get it from tangerines or oranges or lemons, things like that. And when they started going in these long journeys in the ships, they noticed that people were getting this scurvy, and they had no idea what it was. And then it took them a long time to piece it together that it was because they were not getting enough vitamin C. Now, to me, it's the same thing with exercise. Like, so if exercise, let's say it's a vitamin, right? That the body cannot create it on its own. It's like the body cannot exercise unless we move it around.
Yeah.
Unless we do. Yeah. Some people think that I'm going to wake up one morning fit. But that's not possible, because we have to do the work, right? In order to get the vitamin, like the benefit of the exercise. And so I was thinking about that. Like, if we don't exercise, right? For a little while, it looks like it's okay, except that, like in the voyages, right? For a little while, it was okay that they didn't get vitamin C. But then after so many months, all of a sudden, it kicked in. And the same thing with exercise. If we don't exercise, after a while, it's like the body begins to deteriorate. Yeah. So if I understand the purpose of exercise, if I get clear on the purpose, so the purpose of the exercise is so that I can be healthy, I can feel good, I can have energy, I can live my life with passion, because when the body doesn't work, right, it's very difficult to live my life with passion and go running around doing things if I'm sick. So the purpose of exercise is to keep us from getting sick. In fact, to make us healthy. Because to me, what is so great about exercise is that the more that we exercise, the stronger we become.
Yeah.
So exercise is really good. So if I get clear on the purpose, which is that I don't have the choice really to exercise. Like, it's not like an elective course in school that I can decide to take it or not. No, it's like breathing. If I want to have a body, I have to breathe. If I want to be healthy, I have to exercise. And the moment that I get that through my thick brain, right, that I have to do it, then I'll continue to do it. Because most people, they do it a little bit until they feel good, and then they stop.
Mm.
So, for example, some people think, well, if I get big muscles, that's my purpose to exercise, then that's why I'm doing it. The moment they get the big muscles, they stop exercising a lot of times. Like people that decide to lose weight, right? So they start eating properly and they lose weight. The moment they lose their weight, because that was their goal, then they go back to eating what they used to eat before and they gain their weight back.
Mm.
Now, if I can get it, right, that no, I need to exercise for the rest of my life.
Mm.
I have to do it. Then I'll do it whether I want to do it or not, whether it's convenient or not, it's like because it is necessary, like drinking water. If I don't drink water, I'm doomed.
Mm. And that's a powerful message to say. I mean, that's just to have that to bring it into context. That it's not about the transformation. People are getting so obsessed with this 4-week, 6-week, 12-week body
Right.
transformations when it's got to be for the rest of your life.
That's right.
And
That has to be like that. That's right.
So it's like I heard a story the other day. It's like, you know, when an airplane's on the ground, that's when it starts to rust. When it's actually in the air flying, that's when it's at its home, and that's when it's healthiest. So it's like when you're resting, when our body's resting, that's when we begin to rust. I mean, I heard that when you've told me that many times as well. It's like our body begins to rust when we're not doing anything. We think that when we're not doing anything, when we're resting is a good thing, and we're saving ourselves. But it's got to be more in the context of what you've also said to me in the past. The harder you work, the more you live.
That's right. It's like the more push-ups I'm willing to do, right, the stronger I become.
Mm.
And I feel that the reason that people are so sick around the world is because people think that they don't need to exercise.
Yeah.
People think that I can exercise later. I'll do it in the weekend.
Mm.
I'll do it when it's convenient. And then people are beginning to, it's like because it's like we're getting sicker and sicker. You know, it's kind of sad to see.
It is sad to see.
We look like our kids. You know, our kids in all over, not just in the States, are becoming obese. You know, because they've taken the exercise out of school. It's like, how crazy can that be?
Wow, I didn't even know they've taken exercise out of school.
Yes.
So what do we do then? How do we fix it? What do we do?
Well, people think that they're waiting for the pill that is going to cure them.
Yeah.
But you see, there's no pill. It's
Exactly
like
right.
no pain, no gain. And to me, that's the thing that is so wonderful about exercise. You know, that the more that I push myself, the stronger I do become.
Mm.
You know, I'm turning 65 this year, so I've never been here before. And I got it a few years ago that in order for me to live my life properly, I have to exercise. So I've been very good about exercising, and I feel so good. In some ways, I feel better now than when I was 40.
Yeah.
I have more stamina now. You know, it's great because I've been doing the exercise, and I think that I got it that I have to. It's not something that I can choose to do. I need to do it
Mm-hmm.
because
So
there's a little voice. There's the little voice in there that is so delicious. Don't exercise. It's okay. You've been working so hard. Relax. Have a beer. And whenever we listen to that voice, we end up feeling really bad.
That's right. And what I get from it is that you got to keep going. But what happens in after the transformation? When people go for these 4, 6, 12-week transformations, what do we need to do to keep doing it? Like, I mean, do I keep changing it, or do you keep changing the way you exercise? Like, I know that you love tennis, so is it more about finding what you're passionate about doing?
Well, I think that's really good. That's really important to find something that I'm passionate about, that I like to do. Like riding a bicycle. Like I used to like to run, but I don't like to run anymore, you know? So I don't run. So then I ride my bicycle. I mean, to find something that I'm passionate about, that helps.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's so many ways to exercise. Swimming, you know, there's such a lovely way to exercise the body, swimming. I mean, there's so many ways to do it. And it's so available now. I mean, there's gyms everywhere. The problem is that people if they don't have the discipline to do it, even though that they join the gym, people think, oh, I'll join the gym. But that's not it. because I have to go to the gym and do the exercise. So I think that one of the ways that it has really helped me is to have support in my life to do it.
Yeah.
So like in the seminars that I do with the people that I work with, we have this, we call it the 1 year agreement group, and we make agreements for a year. So my agreement that I've had is to do the plank for 2 minutes every day. And I've done it every day this year, except for 2 days that I missed because I totally forgot, which I feel so bad because I thought I was going to do it every day, but I missed 2 days. Now, there's so many times that I don't want to do it, right? Except that I remember that, wait a second, I have this group of people that I've told that I was going to do this plank every day for 2 minutes. You know what's so amazing about the plank, Liam? Even though that I've been doing it now for 3 years, even though that is for 3 years, it's still so hard to do it for 2 minutes. It's like, wow. It's so good for me though. It's like I really notice my core has become stronger. My back, I used to get this back pain, lower back pain. I don't get that anymore. So it's been really good.
Mm.
And it's because I got that support.
Yeah, so it's about doing it even when it's like setting myself an agreement, and that's where the discipline starts, because you're almost proving that inner voice that's telling you, oh, have a beer. You're proving it wrong, and every time you prove it wrong, that voice gets a little bit smaller, doesn't it?
That's right.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So how do we find support then? What do we do for the support base?
Well, I think that that's one of the things, for example, that works like joining a gym, right? If people do it, and then they create a group of people that they know to exercise, to support each other, because when we're home alone, on our own, it's so difficult because that voice is so powerful.
Mm.
It's raining out there. You don't want to go to the gym. You're under a lot of stress. Relax.
Mm.
The problem is that every time we listen to that voice, we end up feeling bad. Every time. This is one of the things that I talk about in the seminars that I do. I said, what is easier, to exercise or to not exercise? So people, to not exercise. I said, of course. Which one feels better? To exercise.
Yeah.
So a lot of times the thing that is the most difficult, like exercise, which is difficult to do, that's what makes us feel really good because I was willing to do the work to do it. And there's no escaping it. And I think that the moment that people get it, I want to have a body that is healthy, I have to exercise, then that will help them in that until they get that support to keep doing it.
And what comes up for me then is not so much about the end. Everyone's so obsessed with the end goal of it. Everyone's so obsessed with the end body, the way I look, or the way I'm even lifting, the amount of weight I'm lifting, right. Where it's the process. And that's what I've learned from you as well. It's enjoying the process. Because then if I enjoy the process, then I enjoy my agreement, which even though sometimes I don't, I enjoy my agreement, and then I keep doing it, and that's the discipline. And then the process is the actually feeling great about myself every single day instead of just the end goal.
That's right. That's because that's what people get confused about. They want to get to the end. That would be like listening to a piece of music, right? And I can't wait for it to end because I want to get to the end of the song. Da-da! But what makes a piece of music great is to listen to the whole thing, right? So like what makes exercise great is it's like to be with the whole thing. Like doing the push-ups or doing the, running or bicycling and then doing it. And then it becomes so enjoyable. Plus, I mean, exercise does create a lot of those happy chemicals.
That's true.
So it helps people to not be so depressed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's powerful. So, I mean, okay. So, what other words of wisdom can we tell people to help them find their purpose?
Get off their ass and exercise. I don't know that we could say that, but that would be really good.
Yeah. I have this thing in my groups where I go, listen, if you don't come to my group, I'm going to give you a kick up the ass. And they start laughing, and I go, and then I don't see him, and I go, turn around, and I kick him in the ass. It's only a soft kick. And I go, now you can go home and tell your partners or husbands and wives that your trainer physically gives you a kick up the ass when I don't train.
That's good, Liam. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's it's about having that essence of humility with everything. I think there's people are building things up around their health and fitness so much that they're comparing themselves to other people when it should be just more about the process and just doing it.
Right. But that was not my wife. She sent me this video of the world record holder of the plank. So I'm feeling really good about that. I do 2 minutes, right? So she says, look at this, right? And it's this guy who does the plank for over 8 hours.
Wow.
And it's like, I thought, how can anybody do anything like that for 8 hours? That's like, wow. I mean, because there's some amazing people out there. Now, what I've noticed is this, though, Liam, that the more that we do something, the better we get at it. So the more that we exercise, we get better at it. And in a way, it becomes easier. Like, I started doing squats to make my muscles strong in my legs. And at the beginning, it was so painful to do them because I hadn't done it for years. Now that I've done it for about 3 months, it's becoming easier to do them. And I can do them really slow and enjoy the pain. And I can see that, and I can see the muscles, right? It's so much better than before. It was like, oh my God. It was so hard. So that's also something that motivates people, that the more that we do it, we get better at it.
Mm.
And it's the same with rest. The more that we rest, the less work that we do, we get good at not working hard.
Yeah, that's powerful.
We become good at being lazy.
Mm.
Yeah.
So essentially, you're going to be good at doing something. So you might as well do something
that is good for us.
Exactly. So I mean, because we touched on the process, and I was going to get in touch with you about the self-awareness, but I think you just answered that in enjoying the actual process of doing something and being aware of, when you're saying about the squats, saying, go really slow and now enjoy the process. I mean, that's an essence of self-awareness in itself, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. And exercise is such a good way to get in tune with the body, because I feel that we begin to fall out of communication with our body. We don't listen to our body when it tells us certain things. And exercise is a good way to get back in sync with the body, because the body is so, I mean, I now know people that, because I'm getting older for a long time, and I've seen people that have not exercised and they get to a certain age and they fall apart. Like they did not get the vitamin C and they get scurvy.
Yeah.
It's like and there's no avoiding it. So I think that to me is if people can understand, I have to do it. It's not like I have a choice. No, I have to do it. That is such a powerful thing.
Yeah. It's not when it becomes not a choice, you have to do it, and that's essentially my purpose.
I mean, how many people do you think will have this conversation? Oh my God, I'm 65 years old. I've been breathing for 65 years without a break. I think I'm going to take a break from breathing. Not too many people say that because they understand that if they stop breathing, they're going to die. But if people don't get it, that if they don't exercise, they're going to get sick and they're going to die. When people get it that they need to exercise, right, then they begin to feel better. Now, are they going to get sick? Yeah. Are they going to die? Yeah. But at least we can enjoy our life, because so many people now, I mean, I see it more and more, get to a certain age, and because they didn't exercise, they cannot even walk anymore. They cannot get out of their chair, right? It's hard for them to go to the bathroom because they didn't do the push-ups. They didn't do the work that was required. So they have scurvy. They didn't get the vitamin C, right?
They have exercise scurvy. That's powerful, isn't it? And what I want to chat to you about is, more people are getting, the anxiety comes up for more people as well. Like it becomes overwhelming. I mean, what can we say? Because essentially, I think it's like, 50% of people are finding themselves more anxious or getting some form of depression. And I know that the exercise is a key element. I mean, a lot of us know that logically, but I mean, how can we reduce that statistic a lot more by getting people to do more exercise and reducing that anxiety? Do you think it's about coming back to purpose and passion?
Yeah, I think that the reason that people are anxious is because they're not living their life right.
Mm.
Except that after a while, they don't know, they don't connect the dots. They don't realize that the reason that they feel bad is because they're not making their bed. They're not doing their job with passion. They're not exercising enough. They're not being really sweet to their partner in their relationship. And all those things begin to add up. But after a while, people don't connect the dots and they think that they're just feeling bad because there's something wrong, but they don't know why. It's because they're not living their life properly. That's one of the things in the seminar that I do that people get really to see. It's like, wow, I thought that if I didn't do it right and I got away with it, I thought I was getting away with it, but there's no getting away with it because people feel bad.
Mm.
Because in terms of, are people under more stress nowadays? I don't know. Can you imagine what it was to live in the dark ages? That must have been so hard, with no running water, no toilets, no electricity, people getting sick that with no idea why. I mean, that must have been so stressful, right? In a way, we have it so much easier. I was reading the other day that we have more, like a regular person in Australia, in the States, we have more than the kings used to have.
Wow.
I mean, look at the food that we have nowadays. I mean, we want music, we can put our little iPad on, our iPod, right? Mm-hmm. The kings, they have to wake up the band. So, I mean, we have so much. So, is the stress because our life is becoming more difficult? I don't think so. I think it's because people are not doing it in their life. And that's the consequence. If I don't do the right thing, I feel bad. If I don't exercise, I feel bad. If I exercise, which is doing the right thing, I feel good. Even though that is a little bit harder, it feels good.
Yeah, that's right. Mate,
no,
say that again?
No, I was just going to say that to me, the other thing that we're doing nowadays when people feel bad, right? Like that, we give them drugs, which I think is crazier. Yeah.
And that was going to be my next question. I mean, that was, that people more on, taking drugs for anxiety, and I think that's the wrong message, the wrong way to go. Just to look for a pill to help us reduce that anxiety. I mean, it might reduce it, but it makes people more numb. That's not an enjoyable or happier.
Yeah, because it's not really doing it. People that take a happy pill, it's not because they become happier. It just depresses their feelings, so they don't notice that they feel bad. So that would be like expecting that they're going to come up with a pill, like expecting that they're going to come up with a pill to make people happy, right? It's expecting that they're going to come up with a pill that is going to make people exercise. Right? Like I was talking about, when you exercise, like you make that vitamin exercise, right? But it's like there's no way to take it into like a pill. What a pill is like never going to. You can take. How can you make it a pill to get people to get the benefits from exercise? It's not possible. Even in space, these people, they have to work really hard to keep their bodies in shape because in space it becomes more difficult because there's nothing to push up against. So they have to like tie themselves, and then run. To make it.
So, okay, Luis, I know you don't like to, you're more of a humble hero in my eyes. And speak of the devil, I've just written a book I haven't told you about yet. It's called The Humble Hero, and you feature in it.
Good for you.
Only because I've heard so many insights from yourself, and I know that you're a humble man as well. And I know you don't like to actively promote yourself, but please share with people where we can find Luis Córdoba and how we can get more access to yourself.
Well, Luis Córdoba right now is in Chicago. I'm at home. And the seminars that I do is people can go to our website, which is the It could be wakingupweekend.com.
Yeah.
If they go to that, wakingupweekend.com, and then they get information about the seminars that we do. By the way, we started doing them in the Gold Coast now. Before we only did them in Sydney, and we've been doing them now for 10 years in Sydney. And we started at the beginning of this year. I think we did our first experience in January in the Gold Coast, and it was lovely. I've never been there before, and it's beautiful. So people can look at that wakingupweekend.com, and they can go and see what it is. And then they come, and people love it because it is like you, right? You did the experience, and then you benefited so much because it's about getting people to wake up to their true potential, to what they can really do with their life, which is so important. It's imperative, like exercise is imperative.
Mm. And I definitely agree because I've been to a couple of different seminars, like I was searching for something, and that's when I was starting the conversation, it helped me realize that I already had it. And through that weekend of waking up, that's what it's so powerful to come and see you. And that's why I wanted to bring you on here to share more words of wisdom, because I think it's definitely such a powerful thing. And what I loved about it, and you touched on it before, is this element of support. The community, that there's such a supportive community after the weekend as well. So usually you go to other workshops, and I tend to be motivated for about 3 or 4 days afterwards, but there's no support to keep me going and give me that kick up the arse that I need sometimes. And that's what the Wake Up community offers, and that's why I think it's so powerful as well.
Yeah, because that support is imperative. And it makes such a difference to wake up. Huh? It's like, wow, it changes our whole life.
Yeah,
it's like day and night.
Yeah, exactly right. And that's where I got that self-awareness into me. And it was like that, you just gave me that, not physically, but you gave me that slap to the face, like, wake up.
Well, it's great to see you, Liam. Congratulations, and thank you for including me on your little talks. It's a pleasure to do this, and I hope that it makes a little difference when people listen to it.
Yeah, and I mean, I really appreciate it. And this is our last day, so you've actually tied everything off by talking about purpose, and I really appreciate it. So it's been an absolute privilege having you on board, Luis Córdoba. Thank you for your time, my friend.
Love you.
Love you too, buddy. Cheers.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.